day, learners! How are you? Welcome to DepEd Nueva Ecija TV. I am Sir Emmanuel Von C. Santiago, or you can call me Sir Von, from Cabiao National High School. And I'm going to discuss with you the first lesson of the third quarter in cookery. In today's lesson, for Cookery 9, Module 1, Week 1, we are going to discuss the classifications of sandwiches. At the end of this video lesson, you will be able to identify the classifications of sandwiches. Before we proceed with our lesson, let me show you different examples of sandwiches. Let's see if you are familiar with them by giving their names. Let's see if you're familiar with the first picture. How about the next picture? And in this picture? Another picture. How about the next picture? And the last picture? I guess you are all familiar with some of the sandwiches shown. But the question is, are there any similarities among the sandwiches presented? Or do they have differences? Let's find out. Before we discuss the classifications of sandwiches, let me tell you first what a sandwich is. A sandwich is a food typically consisting of vegetables, sliced cheese or meat, placed on or between slices of bread, or more generally, any dish wherein bread serves as a container or wrapper for another food type. According to some research, the sandwich began as portable finger food in the Western world, though over time, it has become prevalent worldwide. Alright, we're now ready to discuss the classifications of sandwiches. We have two classifications of sandwiches, the cold sandwiches and hot sandwiches. How can we identify if it is cold or hot sandwich? When we say cold sandwiches, these are plain sandwiches made up of bread, preferably day-old bread, toasted if desired, and on which butter can be readily spread. While the hot sandwiches consist of hot fillings, usually meats, but sometimes fish, grilled vegetables, or other hot items, between two slices of bread. Under the cold sandwiches, we have the following: open-faced sandwiches, regular cold sandwiches, pinwheel sandwiches, tea sandwiches, multi-decker sandwiches, and wrap or rolled sandwiches. For hot sandwiches, we have this: regular hot sandwiches, hot open-faced sandwiches, grilled sandwiches, deep-fried sandwiches, and filled rolls, focaccia, or pita bread. Let us now discuss the cold sandwiches. First is the open-faced sandwiches. Open sandwiches make use of one kind of bread with a filling on top. The slices of white bread can be cut into squares, triangles, or rounds. Butter is spread lightly on top, and pieces of cheese or meat fillings are arranged and garnished attractively, like that make use of cookies or toast instead of using bread. The second is the regular cold sandwiches. A plain sandwich is made out of 2 slices of bread, preferably a day-old bread, toasted if desired, and on which butter can be readily spread. Its crust may or may not be removed depending upon your preference. Butter mayonnaise or prepared sandwich bread may be used as lining to prevent the bread from absorbing moisture from the filling. Moreover, it ensures that the bread and the filling will stick together. Another is the pinwheel sandwiches. Pinwheels are made of bread cut lengthwise about 3/8 inch thick. Fresh cream bread is preferable because they are easy to roll and will not crack. Trim crust and flatten long slices with rolling pin. Spread bread with softened butter or margarine and your choice of smooth filling like cream cheese, marmalades, cheese pimientos, peanut butter, jams, and jellies. Smooth filling are ideal for pinwheel sandwiches because they do not have bulk and can be spread thinly. Roll up bread like a jelly roll. Next, we have the cute one, the tea sandwiches. Tea sandwiches are small fancy sandwiches made from light, delicate ingredients and bread that has been trimmed of crust and may be made ahead of time and frozen. They are often cut into fancy shapes, squares, rectangles, and oblongs. Add to the variety. Fillings and spreads can be the same as those for canapes. Another cold sandwich is the multi-decker sandwiches. These are made with more than 2 slices of bread or rolls split into more than 2 pieces and with several ingredients in the filling. The club sandwich is a popular multi-decker sandwich made of 3 slices of toast and filled with sliced chicken, mayonnaise, lettuce, tomato, and bacon and cut into 4 triangles. And lastly, we have the wrap or rolled sandwiches. Wraps are sandwiches in which the fillings are wrapped like a Mexican burrito in a large flour tortilla of similar flat bread. They may be served whole or cut in half if large. Do you have any questions so far? Oh, I guess I'm getting hungry. Just kidding. Moving on with our discussion, let us now proceed with the hat sandwiches. First in line is the regular hot sandwiches. Simple hat sandwiches consist of fillings, usually meats, but sometimes fish, grilled vegetables, or other hot items, between 2 slices of bread. They may also contain items that are not hot, such as a slice of tomato or raw onion on a hamburger. Next is the hot open-faced sandwiches. Hot open-faced sandwiches are made by placing buttered or unbuttered bread on a serving plate, covering it with hot meat or other filling, and topping it with sauce, gravy, cheese, or other topping. This type of sandwich is eaten with a knife and fork. Third, we have the grilled sandwiches. Grilled sandwiches, also called toasted sandwiches, are simple sandwiches that are buttered on the outside and browned in the griddle, in a hot oven, or in a panini grill. Sandwiches containing cheese are popular for grilling. Another type of hot sandwich is the deep-fried sandwiches. Deep-fried sandwiches are made by dipping sandwiches in beaten eggs and sometimes in breadcrumbs and then deep fry. And last but not the least is the field rolls focaccia or pita bread. Flavored bread served with dips like quesadillas and burritos. We are now done with our discussion. Let us have an activity entitled Hot or Cold. Identify the classification of sandwiches in each of the following pictures shown on the screen. Hot or cold? 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 In this activity, you are going to identify the following sandwiches with the help of the images on the screen. Let's say, for example, have this image plus this image and this. Then what name of sandwiches is formed with these images? The first picture shows cooking in deep fry, while the next one shows a hand with sand. And the last image shows flying witches. Now, what do we have? Who said deep fried sandwiches? Yes, you got it right. The name form is deep fried sandwiches. Perfect! Now we're done with our activity. Did you enjoy our activity? Well, that's good. Now, let us keep in mind that cold sandwiches are plain sandwiches made out of bread, preferably day-old bread, toasted if desired, and on which butter can be readily spread. While the hot sandwiches consist of hot fillings, usually meats, but sometimes fish, grilled vegetables, or other hot items between two slices of bread. And for your assignment, you're going to answer the following questions. Number 1. Enumerate and differentiate the components of sandwich. Number 2. Give 2 examples of ingredients used in each component. Did you enjoy our lesson? Did you learn something new today? Alright! Once again, in behalf of Cabiao National High School, I am Sir Von Santiago saying, stay safe, stay at home, and enjoy learning online. Because here in DepEd TV, learning is our priority.